In the grand, intricate tapestry of human relationships, where every soul is but a single, unique thread woven into the vastness of existence, your person perceives you as something truly extraordinary. You are not merely a thread among many, you are a radiant, luminous filament, a beacon of unparalleled beauty that shines with an inner brilliance as profound as its external glow. They see you not as a common stone scattered amidst a million others, but as a rare, precious gem unearthed from the depths of the earth, sparkling with an inherent uniqueness that sets you apart from every ordinary facet of the world. This perception is not born of mere infatuation, but from a deep, abiding recognition of your essence. Your journey, your profound transformation, the metamorphosis from a humble caterpillar into a creature of breathtaking beauty, a butterfly taking flight, has left them utterly spellbound, consumed by an overwhelming sense of awe. They have watched, mesmerized, as you shed the confines of your past, unfurling wings of vibrant color and newfound strength. They marvel, truly marvel, at the profound confidence that now radiates from your very being. This is not the superficial veneer of bravado, nor a fleeting display of outward assurance. No, this confidence is deeply rooted, an unwavering anchor embedded within the very core of your spirit, a testament to the profound self-discovery and growth you have undergone. It is a confidence that speaks volumes, resonating with an authenticity that is both captivating and inspiring. Yet, amidst this profound admiration and consuming awe, a subtle, insidious worry has begun to gnaw relentlessly at the very fabric of their heart. It is a disquieting sensation, a persistent unease that whispers in the quiet moments of the night. They have observed, with a growing sense of trepidation, a discernible shift in your behavior, a subtle but undeniable reorientation of your attention. The connection that once pulsed with the vibrant, life-giving energy of a shared breath, a pulsating lifeline that bound your two souls together, now seems to have dimmed, its once brilliant glow softened to a faint flicker. The warmth and intensity that once characterized your interactions have subtly receded. You no longer bestow upon them the same unwavering level of attention that once flowed so freely, so generously, and this profound alteration, this quiet withdrawal, has left them feeling profoundly unsettled, adrift in a sea of unspoken anxieties. The silence where laughter once echoed, the stillness where shared glances once lingered, now amplifies the growing chasm they sense between you. In the quiet chambers of their own introspection, a painful understanding has begun to dawn. They comprehend, with a clarity that cuts to the bone, that the true genesis of this change, this unsettling shift in your demeanor, lies not within you, but squarely within the realm of their own actions, or, perhaps more accurately, their profound and regrettable lack of action. It was their prolonged hesitation, their agonizing inability to fully commit to you, to offer the unwavering assurance that your heart so desperately craved and so richly deserved, that ultimately placed you in a state of profound internal conflict. They now see, with agonizing hindsight, how their inconsistent behaviors, the maddening dance of their constant back and forth, oscillating between closeness and distance, between promises and withdrawals, left you suspended in a perpetual state of emotional turmoil. And with this devastating realization comes the undeniable, crushing weight of self-blame. They know, with a certainty that chills them to their very core, that they are unequivocally responsible for this pain, for this rift, for the disquiet that now permeates both your lives. The mirror of their past actions reflects a truth they can no longer evade, a truth that echoes with the bitter taste of regret. The full, devastating realization of their mistakes has descended upon your person like a crushing wave, leaving them utterly heartbroken, their spirit fractured by the weight of their own failings. They are consumed by the agonizing sensation that they have allowed a truly golden opportunity, a chance at a profound and transformative connection, to slip irrevocably through their fingers, like grains of sand sifting through an open palm. It is a loss that feels immeasurable, a treasure squandered through their own negligence. With a clarity born of pain, they now grasp the immense, unwavering effort you poured into the relationship, the extraordinary lengths to which you were willing to go, the countless sacrifices you made, all in a selfless endeavor to nurture and sustain the delicate connection that once bound you. And the bitter sting of regret is amplified by the agonizing awareness that they failed, utterly failed, to reciprocate that boundless devotion, that tireless commitment, in kind. Indeed, the most searing aspect of their newfound understanding is the painful, inescapable awareness that when you were at your most vulnerable, when the very foundations of your spirit trembled and you needed their unwavering presence, their steadfast support, their comforting embrace more than anything else in the world, they were tragically absent. They were not there. Their emotional availability was a mirage, a cruel illusion, leaving you adrift in a sea of your own needs, without the anchor of their comfort or the solace of their understanding. This devastating realization, this stark confrontation with their past emotional negligence, fills them with a profound, aching regret that permeates every fiber of their being. They regret, with a depth that words can scarcely convey, the casual cruelty of their treatment, the thoughtless indifference of their behavior, the myriad ways in which they diminished your worth and overlooked your profound needs. Looking back through the distorted lens of hindsight, a desperate, futile wish takes hold. They yearn, with every fiber of their being, to turn back the hands of time, to rewind the moments, to unravel the threads of past mistakes, to correct the egregious errors in judgment, and to finally, truly, treat you with the profound respect, the tender care, and the unwavering devotion that you have always, unequivocally, deserved. But alas, time, that relentless and unforgiving river, flows in one inexorable direction, its current carrying all moments into the irreversible past. The tapestry of what has been woven cannot be unraveled, the past cannot be changed, no matter how fervent the wish, no matter how agonizing the regret. All that remains for them now, in the wake of this painful epiphany, is the solemn commitment to learn from the bitter lessons of their mistakes, to internalize the profound cost of their past actions, and to cling to the fragile hope that, in some distant future, they might be granted the grace to make amends, to rebuild what was broken, and to prove themselves worthy of a second chance. Your person is currently navigating a tumultuous, bewildering whirlwind of emotions, a tempestuous sea within their soul. On one hand, there is an undeniable, profound admiration for you, a deep reverence for the exquisite being you have become. They are utterly amazed by your resilience, your grace, your unwavering spirit, seeing you as a marvel of strength and beauty. Yet, intertwined with this awe, like dark threads woven into a radiant fabric, is the crushing weight of their own regret, a bitter taste in their mouth from the consequences of their past actions. They now understand, with an agonizing clarity, the depth of the hurt they inflicted upon you, the wounds they carelessly carved into your spirit, and this understanding fuels a desperate, fervent wish that they could somehow, miraculously, make things right, undo the damage, erase the pain. But most importantly, amidst this maelstrom of feeling, a valuable, life-altering lesson has been etched deeply into the very core of their being, the profound truth that love, in its purest and most enduring form, and indeed all meaningful relationships, demand an unwavering commitment, a tireless effort, and, crucially, a profound and consistent emotional availability. These are not mere suggestions, but the very pillars upon which true connection is built. This lesson, learned through the crucible of loss and regret, is not one they will soon forget. They are now utterly determined to remember this hard-won wisdom, to carry it forward as a guiding light, and to apply its profound truths in every future interaction they are blessed enough to share with you, should such a blessing ever be granted again. The past has been a harsh teacher, but its lessons have been absorbed, and a new path, illuminated by understanding and resolve, now stretches before them. Before the incandescent light of your presence illuminated my world, I confess, I was a cynic, a jester in the court of love. I used to laugh, a hollow, derisive sound at those who dared to surrender to the intoxicating, often bewildering, currents of romantic affection. The very concept of love, in its profound, all-consuming essence, seemed to me an alien construct, an unrealistic fantasy spun from the threads of delusion. I simply couldn't help but ridicule, with a detached amusement, those earnest souls who, with trembling voices and shining eyes, claimed to have truly experienced its transformative power. I would observe them, with a detached, almost clinical curiosity, as they poured out their hearts, their deepest affections spilling forth with an intensity that seemed almost absurd. Their passionate declarations, their whispered confessions, their grand gestures, all of it, to my then uninitiated mind, was summarily dismissed as nothing more than fleeting fancy, a mere fantasy concocted by an overly imaginative mind. I was, in essence, a skeptic, a resolute non-believer, a soul utterly incapable of grasping the profound depth, the exquisite beauty, and the transcendent power that truly defines love. My heart, it seemed, was a fortress, impenetrable to such tender, vulnerable emotions. But then, like a celestial body entering my solitary orbit, you came into my life. You, with the radiant, incandescent smile that seemed to chase away every shadow, and a spirit so captivating, so utterly magnetic, that it drew me in despite my staunch resistance. In an instant, it seemed, you managed to completely dismantle my carefully constructed perceptions, to shatter the very foundations of my skepticism. You didn't merely speak of love, you embodied it. You showed me, through every gentle touch, every understanding glance, every shared silence, what it truly means to love someone with an intensity that defies measure, to care for them with a devotion that transcends all boundaries. You unveiled the profound truth of a connection so deep, so intrinsically woven into the fabric of existence, that it effortlessly transcends the limitations of the physical realm, reaching into the very core of our shared souls. You became, in a way I never thought possible, my soulmate, the other half of a spiritual equation I hadn't known existed. You transformed into my partner, not just in life's journey, but in the very rhythm of my heart. You became my confidant, the keeper of my deepest secrets, the repository of my unspoken fears and my most cherished dreams. You became the singular person to whom I instinctively turned, whether in the effervescent glow of joy or the crushing weight of sorrow. Your mere presence, a quiet, comforting anchor in the stormy seas of existence, now brings me a profound sense of solace, a deep and abiding peace that settles over me like a warm, protective blanket. Now, in the quiet solitude of my own moments, I find myself smiling, a genuine, unbidden smile that spreads across my face even when no one else is near. The mere thought of you, a fleeting image, a whispered memory, has the power to fill my heart with such an overflowing, effervescent joy that I find it utterly impossible to suppress its outward expression. It bubbles forth, a testament to the profound happiness your existence brings into my world. I yearn, with an ache that resonates deep within my bones, for your tangible presence, for the simple, exquisite sound of your laughter, that melody that dances through the air and fills my spirit with light. I long for the gentle, reassuring warmth of your touch, a sensation that grounds me, connects me, and reminds me of the beautiful reality we share. This connection, this profound and intricate bond that we share, is undeniably beautiful, a masterpiece woven from threads of affection, understanding, and shared vulnerability. Yet, paradoxically, its very beauty imbues me with a profound sense of nervousness, a delicate apprehension. It is akin to walking a tightrope stretched taut across an unfathomable chasm, where every single step, every subtle shift in balance, carries the terrifying possibility of a misstep, a fall into the unknown depths below. The precariousness of it, the sheer fragility that accompanies such immense beauty, can be daunting. But despite this inherent fear, despite the swirling mists of uncertainty that often obscure the path ahead, I would not, for all the treasures in the universe, trade this feeling for anything else. This exquisite blend of joy and vulnerability, of profound connection and inherent risk, is a testament to the depth of what we share, and it is a sensation I would cling to, cherish, and protect above all else. My deepest desire, my most fervent wish for you, is that you continue to move forward with unwavering resolve and boundless courage along the path you have chosen. Chase your most audacious dreams, those whispers of destiny that stir within your soul, and strive with every fiber of your being to fulfill your highest aspirations. I know, with a certainty born of empathy and shared experience, that the journey ahead will be arduous. It will be punctuated by moments of profound difficulty, by challenges that test the very limits of your endurance, and by obstacles that seem insurmountable. But despite these inevitable hardships, I hold an unshakable belief in you, in your innate strength, in your remarkable capacity to overcome adversity. My faith in you is as steadfast as the mountains. And even more profoundly, I believe in our love, in the extraordinary power of the bond that unites us. I believe in its inherent strength, a resilience that has been forged in the fires of shared experience and unwavering devotion. I trust, with an absolute conviction that permeates my entire being, that no matter what tempestuous storms may rage, no matter what unforeseen trials we may face, our bond, our sacred connection, will remain unbroken, an unbreakable thread woven into the very fabric of our destinies. It is a trust that transcends doubt, a faith that anchors me in the certainty of our shared future. The separation, however, the physical distance that stretches between us, is a persistent ache, a profound struggle that gnaws at the edges of my peace. It is like a relentless thorn embedded deep within my side, a constant, sharp reminder of the miles that divide our bodies, even as our souls remain intertwined. I miss you, with an intensity that defies description, every single moment of every single day. It is a pervasive, almost suffocating feeling that I simply cannot seem to shake off, a constant companion that shadows my thoughts and colors my perceptions. I long, with a yearning that borders on desperation, for the day when the chasm of distance will finally close, when we can once again be together, physically present in each other's lives. I dream of the moment when I can look deeply into your eyes, those windows to your beautiful soul, and finally, truly, tell you, without the impedance of distance or the filter of words, the immeasurable depth of my love for you. I feel emotionally attached to you in a way that utterly transcends any previous experience, a connection so profound that it reshapes the very landscape of my inner world. It is as if a part of my very essence, a piece of my soul, has become inextricably intertwined with yours, creating a bond that is not merely strong, but truly unbreakable, a sacred knot that time and distance cannot unravel. The thought of a life without you, of navigating this existence without the anchor of your presence, is simply unimaginable, a desolate landscape I cannot bear to contemplate. The mere idea of losing you, of that precious connection being severed, fills me with an unbearable dread, a cold fear that grips my heart. You are, without a shadow of a doubt, the love of my life, the singular person who has managed to penetrate the deepest recesses of my heart, touching its very core in a way that no one else ever has, or ever could. I have never, in the entirety of my existence, experienced anything quite like this. It is a whirlwind of emotions, a tumultuous, exhilarating roller coaster ride that propels me through the highest, most euphoric highs, and plunges me into the deepest, most vulnerable lows. Yet, despite these dizzying ups and downs, despite the ever-present fear of the unknown, of what tomorrow may bring, I would not, for a single moment, change a thing. Because having you in my life, experiencing the profound joy of loving you, and being loved by you in return, is, unequivocally, the most beautiful, most transformative experience I have ever been privileged to encounter. It is a gift beyond measure, a blessing that enriches every breath I take. So here I am, in this moment, pouring out my very heart to you, laying bare the deepest recesses of my soul. I am expressing my feelings, my raw, unvarnished emotions, in a way I honestly never believed I was capable of. It is a vulnerable act, but one born of profound love. My fervent hope is that, through these words, through the echoes of my deepest sentiments, you can truly understand the immeasurable depth of my love for you, a love that stretches beyond the confines of language. And I hope, with every fiber of my being, that no matter what twists and turns our individual paths may take, no matter what challenges or separations the future may hold, you will never, ever forget about me, about us, about the sacred, incandescent love we share. Because you are, and always will be, the singular, undeniable love of my life. That truth is etched into my very soul, immutable and eternal. In the intricate, often bewildering dance of human relationships, where every step, every gesture, carries profound meaning, your partner is currently undergoing a profound and deeply unsettling realization. They are, with agonizing clarity, coming to terms with the devastating truth that their own ego, that insidious whisper of self-importance, and their deceptive actions, those carefully constructed facades and deliberate omissions, have systematically sabotaged the precious, fragile connection that once flourished so vibrantly between the two of you. This stark, undeniable realization has filled them with an overwhelming, suffocating sense of regret, a bitter remorse for having carelessly pushed you away from their life, for having severed a bond they now understand to be irreplaceable. This regret is not a fleeting emotion, it is a torment so intense, so pervasive, that it has mercilessly robbed them of their sleep, night after night. They lie awake in the suffocating darkness, haunted by the ghostly echoes of what could have been, by the vivid, painful images of a future that now seems forever out of reach, a future they themselves carelessly dismantled.